Oh my god, yes. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. And recently I've seen a lot of creators making these bleached hoodies with bleached patterns using leaves as like a printing technique. And I thought it was super interesting. And I've honestly had this idea saved since winter, but obviously I couldn't do it in winter because there aren't any leaves. So since the weather started to finally get nice, I thought we would go out, pick some leaves, and hopefully turn a regular, boring, just normal hoodie into something a bit more fun. I think that'll be exciting. I hope it works. I really hope it does. Something like this can end up being a little bit naff, but fingers crossed this is alright. The thing is, you spend all year wanting sun and wanting hot weather, and then it comes around and like I'm sick of it already. Leaves, leaves, look at all the trees. I've got plenty to choose from. Oh, these look promising. I think my best bet is to just collect as many leaves as I possibly can. And then if I don't use them all, I don't use them all. I just took that one leaf off that tree. There are so many flies on that tree, it's unreal. Just came out of nowhere. Oh, they're all over us. Ugh, what the hell are they? They look dead weird. As you can tell, I'm not a huge fan of nature. Okay, moving on, we'll find another tree. It was funny, I was out here yesterday, I was taking the dogs out for a walk, and I felt this like sharp scratch on my arm. And I was like, oh, what's that? Looked down, it was a bug. So there was a bug on my arm, and I'm pretty sure it bit us. I don't even know what kind of bug it was. Oh, these are cute. Look at these. There's some nice little leaves, aren't they? We'll go for some of them. Oh, by the way, if you ever remember that story I told you about Ava with the dead pigeon, that literally happened here. She walked past us with the dead pigeon and I threw it. I've put you on like this kind of trailer thing. That's why I threw the dead pigeon onto the trailer. It's gone now though, but there's some like feathers and stuff still. Ew. I'm trying to avoid anything that might potentially sting us. We've got a lot of stingy nettles. Just trying not to disturb any of the wildlife because I don't fancy being stung by a bee or a wasp. I've been stung by loads of bees and loads of wasps and I don't particularly enjoy it. Oh, what a nice day, just walking about, just chilling. I might even get a bit of a tan. I'm trying to avoid the sun actually. It keeps damaging my skin. I need to avoid it at all costs.
Get away from me!
These leaves are nice, we'll have some of these. Okay, I think I'm done. I think I've harvested enough leaves and enough branches for this hoodie. But I've enjoyed my little walk out and filming. I don't really do a lot of filming outside, do I? I used to absolutely love the sun when I was younger and I was a proper sun worshipper and everything. But I think when you get older, I don't know, it's almost like, oh, the sun, oh no, it's aging us. So anyone sat in the sun as we speak, or if you're watching this and you sat in the sun, get out of the sun. Even when it is glorious and lovely. I do love the sun, but it doesn't love me. Also, I want to get back in so the bugs stop attacking us because I'm sick of them. I went for a run the other day, you know, one went in my eye. I ended up with a fly in my eye. Ooh, that rhymed. Yay! And I'm back and I'm sweating my tits off, it's so hot. The thing is as well, I always forget, there's just so many bugs on leaves. There's already a fly in my studio and I sleep in here. To be fair, the amount of spiders and stuff that's in this house is unreal. That's the problem with living in the countryside. All the bugs and animals just come into your house. You just can't stop them. Anyway, I've got my hoodie here. I've got a bowl with a bit of water in here. And I just want to mix some bleach into it, just to dilute it down a bit. I still want quite a lot of bleach though. I want more bleach than water. I just want to slip a cardboard box underneath while I'm working on this, just so it doesn't kind of transfer everywhere. And you can do kind of different patterns and stuff. And I'm not entirely sure whether I want like a strict pattern or whether I just want random.
But we've only got 14 hours to save the earth! Flash!
Right, let's have a little look at these leaves. These big ones I picked off the tree as well. They're like kind of gooey and I don't know why. I think there's some sort of like sap on them. Oh, actually I need some gloves. I don't want to start bleaching my hands. Right, and I think the best way to do this is obviously take our bleach mixture and then we just want to kind of paint the leaf with the mixture. I'm hoping it gets quite detailed, you know, and then just pop it on here like so. I don't think we should leave it on. We'll take it off as we're doing it. Oh, okay. That has actually left like a nice pattern because I was wanting the detail of the actual leaf and all the ones I've seen you get the pattern of them. Yeah, you definitely don't want to leave your leaves on there. Okay, I'm glad I've learnt that. I feel like this technique is definitely going to be messy, but that's okay. Let's just grab a different kind of leaf and then do the same again. And I might try and do like a little pattern down at the bottom here. And you can reuse the leaves, it's fine. I think this is actually going to look really cool. I went went for a navy hoodie too because I didn't really want black. But if you think you could do it with like a yellow or like a red, a really vibrant colour, and I imagine you can get some really cool results with that too. It doesn't need to be a dark one. I was worried this was going to be really hard. I don't know why. Everyone online made it look really easy, and I thought it was going to be one of those things, you know, where you're like, oh, that looks like a piece of piss, I'll try that, and then it ends up being really difficult. But no, I think it is actually one of those things that's just really easy to do, which makes change. It really does. Like, it never ever happens like that, ever. So I'm pleasantly surprised. And you know, if you're sensitive to bleach, you might want to do this outside. I personally love the smell of bleach. It just reminds us of like chlorine and swimming pools and a really, really good smell. There's nothing worse though when you've like proper bleached your bathroom and you're like eating the bleach. That's when you know you've gone a little bit too far. I don't know whether it's like really bad for you either. I can't imagine it's good for you, so you probably do want some ventilation. And don't worry, my windows are open. I've got a fan on before anyone starts screaming at us. But the only reason the windows are open and the fan's on is not because I'm using bleach, it's because I'm literally roasting alive. Oh, this looks so cool. This looks really good. This is something I would actually wear too. You're not going to be able to see it very well, but there's a pattern there, and obviously it's going to develop even further. It's looking really, really good. So let's have a little look. I'm loving that little pattern. I'm thinking we need some more of these big leaves. Oh, you could be so arty with this and do some really, really cool things and really nice patterns. Also, it doesn't really have to be a hoodie, does it? It can be anything. The creators I've seen have all done hoodies, but could do a pair of joggers, a cap, do whatever the hell you want. I'm just thinking, do I want this entire thing covered? I suppose if you're going to do it, you may as well like really go for it, mightn't you? And I'm pretty sure we all know that subtlety is not in my vocabulary. Just thinking, what happens if I just do a bit of twig action too? So if we just dunk the entire thing in like that, and then if we just place it kind of like that, and then you can get a bit of the stalk as well. That might be fun. I do realise I'm getting bleach all over this, mind. I know we've got the nice leaf pattern, but we've also got a lot of dribbles. A lot of dribbles. I suppose as well, there's nothing stopping you from, once this is bleached, going back in and dyeing the bleached areas, so you've got like a really colourful kind of pattern. I think that could be interesting, couldn't it? I always struggle with dyeing fabric though. I don't know why. It never goes right. It always just goes muddy and weird. No matter how many times I've tried to like tie-dye things and stuff, I can never seem to get it very vibrant. Oh my god, I've just realised. This paintbrush must be a synthetic paintbrush. It has literally just melted all the bristles of the actual paintbrush. Ah well, never mind. I think this is the thing as well, like doing stuff like this and obviously creating your own patterns on already existing clothing. It just customizes it and makes something that anyone can have a bit special to you and a bit different. Because say someone else had this idea of bleaching a hoodie, which, you know, is fine, and putting the leaves on and everything, it is 100% never ever gonna look like the one you have, because their leaves are gonna be different, the way they've placed them is gonna be different. Every single one is unique, and I absolutely love that. Oh, this is looking great. This is looking really good. I was thinking I was doing too much to it, but no, I'm doing just enough. And I actually don't think it matters too much if you get like a little random dot of bleach. It kind of adds to it. I don't know, you can't really tell. It just feels like part of it. I'm wondering whether to do something different to the arms, you know. I think maybe do the back more leaf pattern and then do something different to the arms. You know what, we'll do the back first with the kind of leaf pattern, and then I'm going to do something very different for the hood and the arms. I've just had an idea. Everything's just kind of sparked. Yes, I love it when that happens. Okay, so the front and back of this hoodie, it's fully covered in a leaf pattern, and I'm not going to lift it up and show you because I will end up getting bleach on myself. I've done very well today, touch wood, to not get bleach on myself yet. But I'm surprised at how well it actually works. It looks really, really nice. I'm pleasantly surprised for once. And anyway, because I thought doing the leaf pattern on the arms and the hood, I think it might be just a bit too much, just a tiny bit too much. What I want to do for the arms and the hood, I just want to actually cover the entire thing in bleach and hopefully create a kind of distressed bleached look. So just the entire arms all covered in bleach. Actually, you know what I might do? I'll cover the entire thing, but I might just do it quite, I don't know, like slapdash. So if there's a bit of blue showing, I'm not really that arsed, if you know what I mean.
No.
And then that might create some nice texture, mightn't it? And it'll just contrast a little bit more with the leaf pattern rather than it being all just one of the same. And hopefully it's going to look quite like grungy and, I don't know, a bit dirty and messy. I also think it'll look quite nice having this kind of very natural organic pattern and then possibly more of a rigid, I don't know, structural pattern almost. Yeah, like if you look at that, oh, doesn't that look good? I think that looks really cool. Okay, great. And then I'll do the same for the other side. I probably love doing shit like this, you know. I like things that are just super creative and like you can do whatever you want with. They're the things that get me really excited.
God, I feel like I'm gonna pass out. I need some solid cheese.
No rules, no nothing, just piss about and do what you want. And for the hood, shall we do the same or shall we do something different? I might keep the stringy bits normal. We'll do the same, we'll paint it, just so it matches the sleeves. Oh, this is looking great. I don't want to get too much bleach on the leaf pattern just in case it ruins it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let this set marinate in its own juices and then I'll get it washed and I'll get it dried, which will take us a few days because I don't have a tumble dryer. You peasant! And then we'll come back here and we'll try it on. We'll have a little bit of a fashion show. So it's finally a brand new day in the studio, and is everyone ready to see my finished bleached leaf hoodie?
No! Just talking shit!
Well, here it is. Oh my god, how stylish. Hang on, I'll get up. I'll show it off properly. I think that is well nice. I'll do like a little 360 for you. Oh my god, yes. Oh my god, yes. Oh my god, yes. I think that's really nice. I like the sleeves. I love the fact that the sleeves have got this kind of weird pattern on that is just a little bit different to the leaves. I would actually like the leaf pattern all over the sleeves and obviously all over the hood. It might potentially be a little bit too much, but I don't know. But I also like the fact that it's got like a little bit of a difference and a bit of a contrast with the sleeves and the hood. That's nice. And I also quite like the fact that the hood on the inside is actually dark blue and doesn't have any of the bleach. Ooh, proper cocooned. Look at that. Oh my god. Oh, like, what's more than a 360? I don't know. Oh my god, I'm getting dizzy. Actually, I'll have to be careful because I'll end up being sick. I'm getting to that age where too much activity and too much movement, it's just not good for us. But I'm still pretty pleased with it, and something like this you could obviously do on any item of clothing, on kind of a tea towel, an apron, pair of shorts, some joggers, a t-shirt, and there's nothing stopping you from going back in with some dye and colouring this again. Maybe he's highlighting these leaf bits in a green, which would obviously be very obvious. Or you could do like a blue or something. I just think it's a fun little idea. I hope everyone else does. I hope I haven't wasted my time. Is everyone inspired to look this hot? No! Do you like my dancing? Oh my god.
Stop it!
I'm a good dancer, aren't I? Yeah, I am. I don't know when it gets to the point when you get to a certain age and you just become embarrassing. I don't know whether I'm there yet or not. I feel like I'm very close, if not already there. Anyway, that just about does it for today's video. I've created a DIY bleached leaf hoodie. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you next week for what I'm thinking is going to be a little bit of a musical video.
Oh, I don't like that.
Don't worry, I'm not going to be singing or anything like that because, you know, I don't want to make anyone's ears bleed. But it should be quite fun. I think it's going to be, I don't know, just a bit different, and I like different. And it's not like a musical episode. I'm not doing like a Grey's Anatomy musical episode of my channel because that would just be ridiculous.
All of these lines across my face.
Although the Grey's Anatomy musical episode was one of the best episodes of Grey's Anatomy.
Tell the story of who I am.
Until I think I got up to about a season after the plane crash and then I stopped. So I don't know what happened in all the other episodes after that because it's been running for like 100 series. I think I got up to about 11. That show is one show that like really needs to just stop. I think it's gone on for way too long. It was really good until they started killing off all the amazing characters and all the good characters started to leave. And then it just ended up being a bit naff, didn't it?
It's the right.
But yes, I'll see you next week for some musical content. Oh my god. It's very me, actually. To be fair, I wish it was a bit lighter because I don't wear a lot of dark colours. I prefer like light colours. But I would still wear this all the time and it's very comfortable.